Welcome to the Global Issues Podcast, where we talk about the topic of urban ecology and the stability of urban ecosystems with increasing temperatures due to the urban heat island effect. The topic of urban ecology has become significantly more important recently due to both the increasing temperatures recorded in urban areas around the world due to the climate crisis, as well as the rapid urbanization in many parts of the world. By 2007, about 50% of the population was living in urban areas, with some cities containing as much as 15 million people. As this number has grown, the biodiversity and green coverage in cities are to the opposite and has declined rapidly. This is serious as green space is important for both the health and the variety of species, both living in these areas. The high temperatures recorded in urban hotspots have been caused the urban heat island effect, which causes a high warming effect due to the high levels of concrete and human activities concentrated in one area. China, which has some of the largest and most urban areas, in places such as Shanghai, are experiencing severe UHE effect, with temperature effects reaching a difference of 7.4 degrees between the outskirts and the inner cities. The closer a person is to the centre of an urban area, the warmer the temperature will be. In order to combat this, there needs to be a much greater vegetation coverage towards the centre of the city. However, there is very little vegetation in many of these urban areas, with there only being a coverage of 38.15% green space in Shanghai, with the majority of this only being maintained parkland or very small areas of vegetation. When interviewed, John Benny discussed how the importance of vegetation in reducing the urban heat island effect. It is great due to both the transpiration of plants, helping along with the cooling of the vegetation and shading, holding water, which further contributes to the cooling. With greater areas covered in vegetation, there will be trapping of water and more shading, creating a cooling effect around the city. However, new vegetation is difficult due to rapidly increasing population of cities across the world, and the little space and room there is for this increased vegetation which is needed. There are differences in interpretations of what a green area actually is. Many see playing fields as parks and green areas. However, while these are technically green areas, not very biodiverse, such as woodland, and they also do not hold as much water and do not create as much cooling as woodland as well. Clear land is important for the health of those who live in these participating, as sport and other leisure activities do help with their health, specifically both the physical and mental health of the population, with many needing these sports pitches, even able to get out to do exercise for their physical health and also for their mental health, as many living in these cities can suffer from either isolation, depression and anxiety, and being able to participate in sport in these areas are vital. However, having the space for more wild areas of vegetation is also vital due to the importance of vegetation volume when it comes to urban heat island effect and the cooling effect which it will have, and the temperature decrease, which is needed in order to combat climate change. With there being such a lack in both volume of vegetation as well as depth of vegetation, it means that the diversity of species located within the city is also very lacking. While some species have adapted to the urban environment very well, such as dino species, which have adapted to be living in artificial light, as this light now allows them to hunt and forage during the night. Many other species are not able to adapt to such conditions, and the increase in light and temperature, as well as the decrease in vegetation, have forced many species out of the land, which was once their habitat. The biodiversity of species within urban areas has been on a decline in recent years due to a number of factors, predominantly being climate change and extreme weather conditions. Due to species varying in size, shape, abundance, feeding habits, and desirability, some species have thrived while others have rapidly declined. Rats have become the number one species in many urban areas due to their ease of breeding and able to live in many sorts of different habitats, usually under houses and in sewers. While bees, which are one of the most important species, have declined rapidly due to warmer temperatures, decrease in flowers and vegetation, loss of habitat due to weather conditions, and other diseases greatly affecting the bee species. There needs to be a balance between open green spaces for leisure and space for vegetation, which is vital for combating the heat increase caused by urban heat island effects. With this increased vegetation, there will be decreased in temperatures, which will allow many more species in order to come into the city. Increased space will increase biodiversity, increase habitat, which will further increase biodiversity, and all these will help build up to increasing both the health of many different species, especially human species. Thank you.